Oh, is it working? Are we live? All right, cool. Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Blast the Process. This is the fourth time I've I've done an intro on the second run. Anyway, hi. I'm Lizstar. Welcome back to Blast the Process. You are continuing on with the Streets of Rage block. Again, we have Izumi here. Hello. And
Hello.
he will be continuing on with the run. Whenever you are ready, go ahead and take it away.
If it were, yeah, it sounds like it's working.
Thank goodness.
So we will be playing on hardest mode for this game. I have Axel because it's Axel. I'd say Blaze is kind of okay, Sammy too, but on hardest mode you want to play a character that is way much stronger in terms of damage. So Max is the good go, but I prefer Axel, so I'm gonna showcase some Axel love as well because we've already seen Blaze on the last run. So let's go. Sammy, yes, I'm playing on the Japanese version of the game, so the name is Sammy. Sammy Skate Hunter, the brother of Adam Hunter. She's, yeah, a kind of good character. I'm not a very big fan of Skate, sorry fans of Skate. So Axel in this game is actually very powerful. It's like one of the best character in the game and the easiest to take control of. He's not hard to master. If you want to know his best combos, you do knee down, 2 punch, ground upper, and he does a lot of damage. And you can't escape Axel's power. Ground upper is basically the thing that you're gonna see and hear the most during the run. It also catches all the enemies together at the same time, and it's pretty strong. But however, the speedrun of Streets of Rage 2 is pretty... It looks good on paper, but in execution it's not a great idea because the game have a lot of RNG elements to it, so it's very complicated to control the AA. Sometimes the AA can shift from very aggressive type of enemies, like if you're really doing a hardest run, and sometimes they can shift back to something more casual, like easy kind of speed, and that can be very annoying when you're running the game. So we have to deal with RNG and also deal with the difficulty scaling of the difficulty you're playing on. So hardest mode to me it's still doable. It's pretty okay. You can bear the AA and stuff, but if you are a mania lover, which is the special difficulty that you get once you get the code at the end of doing a 1cc on hardest, you might realize that the game is really complicated, really hard. The speed is multiplied per 2, the AA is very aggressive, and yeah, I can do backward run upper and it looks freaking cool. Yeah, I don't recommend you to speedrun the game if you hate RNG, because that's gonna be a huge problem. But I'll try to manage to do best I can to control the waves, and luckily for Axel, his weaknesses are mostly his speed. He's kind of like the Adam of Streets of Rage 2. He's very slow. You can see he walks so slow that I'm often forced to jump to catch up on the screen. So the good part is when you play on a hardest difficulty, the enemies are more aggressive, so they come to you, which is something that doesn't happen a lot if you play the lowest difficulty. So having enemies trying to evade you and stuff is pretty complicated. You lose a lot of time being Axel. You have to catch up on enemies. So here the best part is, like, enemies get nuts, they try to kill you, you can just welcome them with your ground upper and you can call it a day. So also shout outs to the French people on the chat. I see you guys. I hope you enjoyed the beginning of that marathon. Oh my god. Stop reading chat, play the game. Scrap. So Barbon is an easy boss. It's just annoying to deal with the enemies around you. They can just they just keep attacking you and blocking you from actually dealing with the boss in question. But the basics you do is just you stand in front of the boss, and the boss will just punch you. So it will exhaust his invincibility frames, and you can actually directly attack him right away when you lose that. So you wait that he punches you, and then you're good to go. You can do your double punch special, or you can do a double punch ground pepper. And if you're wondering why I don't do the full combo with Axel, which is 3 punches and a ground pepper, it's because you deal less damage. So we have to avoid doing that. Otherwise, Axel will deal less damage. So here I always punch the Donovan. You need to punch the Donovan 3 times to actually kill him with one single ground pepper. So you can often see me punching the Donovan once, and then I reset the combo and I'm punching twice, and then I do my ground pepper. This Garcia is being a little bit annoying, Garcia. Don't get away from me. Just because I murder your friend with a fist of fire that you have to run away and go home. Fight, boy. So as you can see, as people playing the game often, it might be missing some bikers on that stage. It's because we can despawn some of the bikers with specific timings and position in this game, which is very cool. So here, for example, you can despawn all the bikers on that scene. I just spawned one, so I didn't got exactly what I wanted. Yeah, of course you're gonna punch me. Those guys are Axel's nightmare, because they outrun you with their punch. Okay. That's one. I would like to kill you, please. Thank you. You can do that. It's a cool loop. I like it. Who needs health? We don't take the turkey. I always say chicken because when I was a kid playing the game, I always said it was a chicken. So now I say it's a chicken. Because I decided. Alright. Truck section. You might notice that the enemies aren't thrown at your face like in other beat 'em ups in general. They are very they are displayed as an introduction in this game. They carefully place each type of enemies during the run to actually teaches you the moves of those guys one by one. So the beginning of Streets of Rage 2 is more like a big tutorial that takes course over 4 stages that introduce you all the main type of enemies and then slowly starts to blend them together. And together they can get quite strong with some punishment attacks and specific combos that they can do. So together some enemy types are very dangerous. Also pro tip for you guys, if you want to trick the AA of a signal, those guys tackle you, just turn your back on them. They'll always go for a grab. They want to grab you if you turn your back on them. So you can lure them and actually manage to do a quick kill by doing that. So here's I killed all the enemies to get alone with my friend Jet. Jet is a good friend. So I'll try to manipulate Jet's AA as much as I can do. Oh, I got him. He's not dead. Let's try the cool kill. No, he's not back. Oh, I want to do a cool kill. Oh, sad. I love to throw Donovan to kill it. As you can throw enemies, there is still enemy damage. It's pretty cheap. It doesn't do a lot of damage, but you can do that if if you want. It's pretty cool. There is also a RNG one combo kill on Jet that you can do by baiting his Superman dive punch when he just rush at you with his punch, and then once you actually kick him, you can get under him to bait his grab move when he tries to grab you, and when he does that, you can actually stun lock him and do an offensive special, and he's already dead. Like, you can kill Jet instantly. And it's pretty cool, but it's totally RNG. It's heavy resets. But we are not doing resets here because it's a marathon. Yeah, the music. One of the best soundtrack that Yuzo Koshiro made. He did a lot of very good soundtrack. Streets of Rage 3 doesn't appear on that list, but it's still decent. It's decent compared to most of the other games. I think people are a little bit too rough with this game's music. But let's say it's okay. But yeah, it doesn't match the godlike soundtrack of Streets of Rage 2, for sure. Motohiro Kawashima and Yuzo Koshiro did very good work on that one. So remember when I talked about baiting those guys by just turning my back on them? This is exactly what I do here. They just get strangely attracted to Axel and they're like, oh, I'm gonna grab you, boy. Like that, see? Oops, I wanted to do a back jump. Back attack out of screen for the style point. Alright, here there is a Garcia with a knife. The interesting thing about those guys is that oh, I got the reset, super cool. The interesting thing about the Garcia knives is that no matter what difficulty you play on, they always change the speed. So you can sometimes play on Mania mode and have a slow ass Garcia knife, or play on easy mode and get a supersonic Garcia charging at you with his knife, which is rather fun. So got him into the combo. Martin didn't cooperate with me. It's a very solid game, and if you can get out of the RNG thing problem, you might enjoy it. And the game is open to everyone. It's a very easy speedrun to take in hand. You can also play on the lowest difficulties. There is very fast runs to do on those difficulties. Easy mode is about 25 minutes. As very easy, only 17-18 minutes long. It's ridiculous. And you might find a lot of cool stuff to do. Also, all the characters got different gameplay. They're very different from each other, which makes the replayability even better. Like you can play all the characters, and it's way much different from what you know about one. If you learn one, the other one's gonna be completely different. You have other setups, other strategies for the bosses, and yeah, it's I like that kind of game. But if you want the real tier list for the hardest difficulties, such as hardest and Mania, Axel and Max are the godlike characters for it. There is no doubt about. Poor Skate is just bottom of the bar with Blaze, which is kind of sad because I'm a Blaze fanboy. But don't worry, Blaze is super good on easy modes, Skate as well, so it's fine. I'll do a couple of back jump here so I can set up that cool special, trap all the enemies, do a lot of damage. I love doing a lot of damage. Kind of feels like Max, but it's not as huge as Anatomy Dropper from my boy Max that does like 70 damage just with the single move, which is insane, totally insane. And now we fight the sub-boss, which is called Velis. I call him Kirby because he's cute. Come on, Kirby. Don't troll me. See that signal? Try to pick me up because I have my back turned on him. Look at that. Oh, he picked me up. Look, oh, keep turning my back. Oh no. Kirby, what are you doing? Come here. Oh no, not now. Come on, Kirby. Don't do that to me. Alright. Back jump. Alright. So here the setup is, you can see the ninja AA manipulation. You get away from a ninja on the same line and you bait him to do the backup front flip. When he wakes up, he will always do a front flip from that distance. So you can use the sword to sword slash him every time he gets back on his feet. So that's a cool way of manipulating the AAs, the ninja. And this is Zamza. It's Souther from Streets of Rage 1, but with some upgrades. It does look more like Blanca now, and there is a reason for that. The developer of the game are huge fan of, huge fans of Street Fighter 2 that was released the same year, and they were actually developing Streets of Rage 2 while playing the arcade ports of Street Fighter 2. So basically, it has that Street Fighter 2 vibe when you play Streets of Rage 2, and this is why. This is mainly why. So we are on to stage 4, and Garcia knife can be annoying here. Where is the second Garcia knife? Oh, you there, sir? He definitely took his time. But that's RNG of the game. Oh, I love when they do that. Alright, let's push the screen. Let's get everyone there. So far, so good. It's a pretty slow run, but I'm totally enjoying it. It's not terrible. Trust me, sometimes it can turn very, very bad. So now we are taking out these guys. He's not dead, but jump kick will do the job. Nice screen. And we are now on a baseball field, because do baseball, boy. That's the rule. Oh no, through me. What are you doing, Donovan? Access denied. You don't go there. I refuse. Oh no, I wanted to do the front throw, but I was too close. Also, always check the weapons on the floor, because the same buttons are used for punch and grab the weapons, so you have to get rid of them. Otherwise, you can get into that awkward situation where you try to punch someone, but there is a weapon laying down at your feet, and you just pick up the weapon and get destroyed. So make sure you always get rid of the weapons. Did I got it? Yeah, I got it. Nice. That's a very risky strat, but I don't care. I'm crazy. Maxo. Alright, we got the girls. Moving on to the boss that got demoted from his boss grade. Now he's just a classic punk in this game. It's the Bongo, you're gonna recognize him. It's the fat dude that spits fire. Oh, I didn't spawn the other one. Yeah, let's loop him to death now. So this guy got demoted. He's not a boss anymore. It's just a random punk. Okay. So I will lose time here, but that's okay. You can jump through the fire. If you time it well, you can pass through the fire. It's a little difficult to do that when the Bongo is actually charging at you at high speed, which is kind of like the Garcia knife. You never know when they are gonna do that, so you have to always be on on the watch and have the best reflex to do the jump. Because if you mistime some actions, you get punished right away, which is the beauty of that game. It's very precise, slow pace, strategic beat 'em up, if you want to call that. Yeah, I got him. Got him. Those Hadouken ninjas. So here is the moment where, remember when I was talking about tutorial? This is the point in the game where the tutorial is like, all right, now we introduce you to most of the enemies in the game. So now you're on your own. And what a better stage design than put you down to the elevators, because on that kind of screen you are pretty confined because it's a very small area and they swarm you with enemies completely rushing at your face with bloodlust, so you have to deal with it. And this is where you can feel, casual players can feel that difficulty going up way up than the other stages. Got it. Wow, I didn't die like a scrub. And also, if you jump at the very end of the screen transition, you can get out and do that fun glitch where Axel is just flying. Doesn't care, Axel. He's the best. And oh, do you recognize that guy? It's BTP2. BTP2 from Streets of Rage 1. He's back. And the strategy here is punch the dick. This, you know guys, that hurts. Look at his face, he's in pain. True pain on his face. Look at that. Oh boy. Poor man. Axel has no limits. This is the best wrestling fight ever. Let's go. Move on to the next stage. All those health bar. Yeah, Keto Fox. On hardest, they put a lot of bars. This is why it's a little bit counterproductive to speedrun the highest difficulties. But you know, we can still do something good with that. Actually, my world record for this category, I didn't told you. It's 46, 40 something. I guess 46, 49, something like that, around that. But it's pretty complicated to get good times because you basically have to play good all the game long and then have good RNG. And Axel is a pretty RNG dependent character. Like here, for example, I have to take down enemies one by one, but the best thing to do is to take them out with one single grunter. So yeah, sometimes you are lucky that people are just lining up for you, and sometimes you don't, and they just spread all over the screen and you are crying. And you're like, oh, okay, my Rennie is dead, I guess. And boop. Ah, merci, c'est pas tout. Thank you. So here we are fighting one of the most annoying enemy in this game. This guy can block. Yeah, we love enemies that can block. So I take them out right on the spawn. This guy you have to jump, so you saw me jump, because Axel is way too slow to catch up. Now I'm just trying to get that Garcia to come, but he's very shy. You know, some guys here are very shy. They just try to peek at the action. They don't really want to fight you. They're not very sure. Honestly, I can understand. I mean, if I was a punk and I saw that dude just destroying people with Fist of Fire, I would be scared. No, don't do that. That's dumb. Why I'm playing like a noob? Why? Okay, so here we want that guy to be on the good side of the screen. So you get back here. Alright, good bubble. Yeah, you're gonna see a lot of clones of the first bosses throughout the game, which is a current trope in all the beat 'em up games. Alright, and now we fight the jets, and I'll not pull the jets one by one, I'll just fight everyone at the same time. Because I'm Axel, why not? Okay, that's a bad start. What are you doing? Okay, he grabbed me. Alright. I thought it was locked. The A was locked for a little while. Don't dive kick me, please. Oh, okay. The problem with the jets on hardest is that they don't always do the thing you want the AA to do. It's kind of hard to explain. The game is set on a certain difficulty, but the AA can still shift from one difficulty to another. And that's what makes all the RNG of the game. So if you play on Mania mode, you can 100% manipulate the jet to do exactly the pattern you want him to do. But sometimes here they can refuse. Like this pattern is sometimes he doesn't want to grab you, he just idle on the screen, he does something else, he's like ignoring you, and you get mad because you lose 25 seconds. This game is rough in terms of good time. Oh, I'm dead. The bikers in this game outrun you, so that's a little problem for Axel. They are pretty fast. They have a very quick wake up animation as well, which makes the elevator stage 7 part complicated with the kickboxers, because you have enemies that have completely different timing into wake up animation, so you have to deal with that, and that's terrible. So now I have no sword. So we're gonna go for the for the YOLO strat. Not the thing that I like to do, but you know, we'll get a couple of resets, do some damage to that first guy. So there is 2 actual bongos on that one. So the problem is that alright, I kill one, and now I'll pull the boss, and we will try to... Oh no, okay. We will try to nothing, yes. Alright, I still managed to get Mario. I call him Mario, you'll understand better why I call him Mario. So obviously it looks like him, and you'll see why in stage 8. So here you can still manage to pull the boss on the screen, not wake up the bongo, and try to get the boss every time he tries to do the punch attack. Straight forward punch. Well, I'm getting a little bit tired of trying to play that safe, so let's just rush him. Oh, he's always doing that pattern. I hate when they do that. Alright, so basic strat here is to on the wake up, you use your defensive special to grab the boss. No, I'm dead. You use your defensive special to get invincible when the boss tries to uppercut you on wake up, so that you can be invincible at the same time, and then both attack with, and you can just push forward and grab the boss back. But the problem here is that when you do that setup with Axel and you do the knee on the boss, it actually touches the bongo and delay the frames, the 8 frames of your attack, so that allows the boss to grab you just after it, so it's kind of annoying to have that guy with you. So I kind of managed to get the blue brothers. Okay, now we are at the beach, not for vacancy, no holiday for Axel, we are killing the syndicate. I'll make a little story points as well, because yeah, beat 'em up stories are very important, as you know. Well, I'm just destroying this ninja that I love to call Naruto, because this ninja sucks and he's a huge troll. Don't troll me, please. Come on, Naoto. Just die so I can tell the story of the game. So, the story of the game is Adam got kidnapped from Streets of Rage 1, and it turns out to plot twist, Mr. X didn't die at the end of Streets of Rage 1 from fatal injuries. So he's back, he's pissed, he kidnapped Adam, he wants to take over the city once more. So, of course, Blaze and Axel are pissed too. They call out the brother of Adam, a little kid, to help them into that journey. And alongside of all those pretty people, you get also the help of a wrestler named Max, which is a friend of Axel. That's pretty much the plot. Oh my god! Those guys are annoying. Let's focus, stop talking about story. We have a run to do. Discount Sagats. They're very annoying. They can pretty much, they outrange you, they are super fast, they deal a lot of damage, and they can evade you very quickly, and they block everything. And now you can see a better illustration of my signal AA bait. I bait them by just watching the opposite side of the screen, so they just get attracted to Axel. He wants to grab my booty. I just wait and oh no, I do a back jump and I trap you against the wall, and then you're dead. That's the strategy. You can do that at home. Super easy. Alright, we killed Kokaku and Hakuyo. All the ninja dudes. This guy is trying to get us, but Axel, he knows exactly where the spawns are. So here the screen scroll a little bit. I'll take out the bikers first, for having to do something against the bongos. So you have two bongos here. You can try to pull the two bongos at the same time. I won't try to do that. I'm pretty sure if I do, I'll get trolled. But I usually pull both of them. But you can't do the same jump in loop strategy that I just do here with this guy. I need to pull him and then do the strategy, because there is a biker that is set up to spawn earlier from the group. So if you try to reach Golba too close, the biker gets on your back and just attack you. So you have to be ready for that. You might see him here, but no, but he always spawn first. So the wake up is pretty fast. You get on that line precisely, and then you're good to go. Oh no, don't jump. I love jumping. Alright, break that. The apple. Please let me get rid of this. Alright. This guy's out. And we fight Casca and Reine, which means queen in French. So in the Streets of Rage lore, my Streets of Rage lore, she's the queen of all Electras. Casca is the bitch because she's jealous. Alright. Now we fight a couple of bikers that have very low health. And there is another AA trick that you can do here that I tried to show you. It's every time you get close to the pipe on the floor, the AA of the bikers gets totally focused on picking that up instead of fighting you. So you can actually lure the bikers to try to pick up the weapon instead of fighting you, so you can have perfect bait. And here what I just did is a Gale Dog strategy, which is one of the best Streets of Rage speedrunner ever, which consists to do two ground uppers perfectly buffered against a sandbag, which creates which attracts the boss to you without Jet, because normally you fight Jet in this particular boss fight. Jet is back and he helps his friend, and here what I just did is skip Jet by doing that setup. And there is a specific setup for each characters to actually avoid triggering the Jets joining the fight. And this trick is particularly useful when you're actually trying to do Mania mode, because there is 3 Jets at the same time on that screen, which is super cool. Everyone loves fighting 3 Jets at the same time. Oh my god. And here I did a little mistake. Them instantly, and I did a little mistake here, mispositioned, and then so I released one of them. I couldn't do the loop. Alright, stay down, Dante. Alright, this guy, I need to do a precise jump. Alright, this guy is the most annoying biker. It's like the most aggressive biker in the game, for a reason. Maybe he's the chief of the gang. I don't know, but he's pretty pissed. So you can still pick that, take a little peek at the biker here with the weapon. And I'm trying to show you the bait. See, they instantly try to pick that weapon. So that's a good bait that you can do. God damn it. Stop punching me. I'm explaining stuff to people. Alright, I'm dead. And we are closely going to the elevator. I call that the elevator because it's hell. It's a notorious part of Streets of Rage 2, which is one of the hardest parts of the game. It's very different from the happy elevator that you had in Streets of Rage 1. Now I'll just kill the ninjas. Oh yeah, if you have questions, you can ask questions in the chat. Don't be shy. Oh! Do the defensive, please, Axel. Please don't do that, because if the ninja just throw me, that's gonna be a little bit harder. They're building robots. Yes, that's the plot. That's part of a genius plan from Mr. X, which is something I don't really I don't really enjoy in games from that era. They put too much Terminator plot type of in games like this, and I don't enjoy that kind of stuff. It's like reused to death, so I'm not a big fan of that. It gets even worse in Streets of Rage 3. You have to fight a very annoying type of boss of robot enemies. Alright, I got pretty much everyone. I just wanted that Donovan, but yeah, he said no, so I'll have to wait that he's dead. Alright, that's the jet screen. So now we fight 2 jets at the same time again, with a couple of Garcias and Donovans. Oh, already? It's bad news. Oh, I thought it was a fast one. There is a lot of different layers of dive kick they can do. They can do very quick sequence of dive kicks. They can do slow ones. They can do bait dive kick. They can also do short ones, long ones. You have to pick that up pretty quickly to react to them. But otherwise, they're fairly easy to beat if you're good at the game. not like me. Oh no, I got the bad RNG. Bad RNG is the blue ninja just instantly touch you on the setup. So the setup that I just tried to do is throwing the ninja in a way that it will collide with everyone on the screen and just put them against the wall, so I can loop them infinitely with my special. Of course, it's RNG, so the game wants to troll you, the game trolls you. There's the Streets of Rage 3, and I'm gonna play that just after that run. My life is pretty low, so I guess the smartest thing to do would be to not take the sword right now, and just wait that Axel just die, so I can take the sword. It's a better solution. Keep those guys here, and now we use the sword. That's the basic strat. You just sit down and you spam the sword. This screen is terrible. This screen will make everyone scream. Because you have the annoying bikers that are faster than you and outrun you with their punch, and you also have the kickboxer that does exactly the same but differently. So every time you try to deal with one type of enemy, the other one can automatically punish you for that. And that makes that screen very, very annoying. Oh no, I should have done the jump knee. Alright, Ibis, you down, Raptor, you down. Now we go to the mini game that I like, which is try to get everyone against the wall together. That's the mini game. Oh boy, we got it. Mini game complete. Now that everyone is against the wall, you just punch twice, Jack. If they're not synchronized, you do a offensive special, so you trap all the enemies and they fall down at the exact same timing. So you can just do a double punch. And we are losing a bit of time, so I can showcase a glitch in the game for you. Yeah, there is a glitch. What are you doing, bro? Pull out the knife. Alright, that's one. Alright, we're good to go. So in order to make that glitch work, we need to have exactly 6 items on the floor. So you pull the you can help. It can be helped by this good old Jack that just, you know, use knives, and something pretty weird happened on the boss fight. If you do that, you are totally invincible. We found out that the items are used as a storage for the attacks of the robots. So the game is unable to attack us because we reached the limit of items. That's kind of like the explanation for that glitch. So the strategy here is just to lock them against the invincible wall you don't see, which is a wall that is on the left of the screen. So the robots get all the time knocked down against that wall and gets instantly back up in front of Axel, so you can just loop them very quickly. So you can watch that when I knock down the robots here. Just you can take a little bit of attention to that guy named Oxygen. It's a cool name. Look at that. Boom, he's back up. See? That's super fast. So they got a very, very fast wake-up animation. So this is why you trap them against that wall on stage 7. So you can have your way on them pretty easily. I'm waiting that this robot just come, but he's annoying. Come on, join me. Join the fight. Don't. That's the bad RNG. When the robot is just like living his life on the screen. and refuse to join the fight. Come on, bro. No! Come back. Come here. Don't do that to me. Don't do that to me, bro. I guess it's one of the longest troll that I had. This can kill your world record run. Alright, now we fight Luigi. After Mario, you fight Luigi. Pretty straightforward. You just have to Grand Upper him every time he tries to attack you with his dash punch. And then you can just continue the Grand Upper loop every time he wakes up, because he doesn't have the clones, certain clones of Streets of Rage 2 bosses doesn't have the invincibility frames they used to have as main bosses. So you can actually spam your attack on wake up and they always take hit. So that's fair from the developer. They didn't want it to cheat on us. That's the setup for that boss. Yeah, it's pretty cool. If you time that well, you can do that. And you dead, sir. I have the time to kill those guys. Grand Emperor, thumbs up. Well, I mean, the name of the clone here is Nail. So I'll call him Nail. Oh no, don't grab me. That was a good setup for the girls. You want the girls to be together against the wall, so you can just loop them with Grand Emperors. Okay, now I was in a pretty tricky position. Nice. Oh, you got through. Okay, no problem, Nail. I know you, bro. I know your weakness. I know you have that urge, that need to uppercut me every time I approach you, but dude, that's not working. I mean, it must be one of those spammers in versus fighting games online that just spam the same attack over and over again. Alright, nailed it. Wink. Alright, now let's try to set up the next attack. If I got it right, we have to grab him, wait, throw, get everyone against the wall, and let the Grand Upper do the magic. Look at that. Kusano-chan is getting wrecked. Pretty easy. You have to time that pretty well, because if you mess up, the streak can get a little bit harder. Oh, that's the magic of that run. If something works, you can see that everything gets destroyed and the game looks super easy. And when something goes wrong, oh boy, you're in a hell of a time. Now you can actually admire the real uncensored version of Mr. X smoking an actual cigar. If you have played the US version of the PAL version of the game, they censored it. So you can't see that in your version. I think it's a good addition because it looks so badass like that. And also we are fighting Shiva. Shiva is the reverse story from Streets of Rage 1. He's an upgrade. Like he's now the best henchman of Mr. X, and he used to be a simple ninja in Streets of Rage 1. So that's kind of cool for promotion. Okay, I got the Mr. X dodge. That's pretty cool. I wanted to do that for you, so you can see, guys. You can get Mr. X. I don't know if it was a good idea to do that. Honestly, I'm just wondering on what timing I am now. I'm pretty off timing. So this fight is all about having the good timing while dealing with the random enemies coming at you from all sides, and always be ready to say hello back to Mr. X every time he comes back on screen. Okay. No. Okay. Input lag. I didn't got my ground upper. That's sad, I guess. That's almost the end of the run. Now it's over. Time comes when stage 8 clear appear, which is time. So that was Streets of Rage 2 with Axel on hardest difficulty. Yeah, that was okay. Couple of problems, but the run was all right.
Well, congratulations. It was still a good run. Thank you so much for showcasing it. Do you have anything else to say? I mean, you're going to be running another game in just a few minutes.
Yeah, I just want to say that you can give it a try. It's a very easy speedrun to take in hand. Hard to master, obviously, but you can always do some good runs if you take the time to learn the AA and stuff. And also, a big point about the game design that was made by Ancient Team, which is Yuzo Koshiro's, and the biggest actor of that games are obviously Yuzo Koshiro and his sister. That made such a great game out of the trilogy. It's a huge step up in this trilogy with big sprites, good animation. Like without Ayano and Yuzo, I think we wouldn't have such an amazing game. So that's it. We'll get ready for Streets of Rage 3 in some after a break.
Yeah, after a short break. We'll be back in like 5 minutes or so. Granted, there are no more technical difficulties.
I hope.
We'll see y'all soon, everyone. Hey everyone, welcome back to Blast the Process. I am, as always, Lizstar, here for the final game in the Streets of Rage series, and again we have Izumi. Needs no introduction.
Hey.
We're all set, so whenever you'd like to go, you can go right ahead.
All right. So, final episodes, final quote unquote, because now we have the announcement a few months ago that told us that Streets of Rage 4 is in the making. So, Streets of Rage 3, kind of like the most unliked game of the trilogy. I'm gonna be playing this run as Axel, of course, in Adam's palette color. We will start that when I just start running. Let's go. So the game is very different from Streets of Rage 2 in a lot of aspects, gameplay-wise, in the artistic direction, and we can even say the music. It's very different from the other episodes. It's kind of like a blend between Team Ancient and Team Shinobi that just did put things from 2 and kind of decided to change it in a way to have a very different gameplay. The gameplay here is way much more axed around action, constant action. Like, it's way much faster. The characters can run, roll like this. You have a roll. You can move really quickly. The punch spam mechanic is also faster. So all the game feels very nervous. And yes, like you pointed out in the chat, the uh, I'm playing it on easy mode, which is faster for the speedrun because it's just a run around 25-30 minutes, because we cut all the last stages with a exclusive ending from the US version that decided to go on the gimmick of oh yeah, you play easy, so the game's gonna end quicker. So on easy mode the game ends at stage 5, and you have to play the game on normal mode to actually access the rest of the game, which is fine by me because I like going fast, you know. So you can have a good way finishing the game way much quicker. So Axel is the kind of, I would say it's the best character in this game, but he's now like max. He's very complicated to master. I don't master Axel at all. I'm again a Blaze fanboy, so I'm playing a lot of Blaze, but I wanted to show some Axel so you can see that he's a very good and strong character in this game, especially because of the punch spam he have. Like I can show you here, if I really mash, you can see the speed of his punch. It's actually insane. And he got huge invincibility frames on his special, especially this one, forward special attack, that has like more than 20 frames of invincibility, which makes you like totally safe on pretty much everything in this game, because they implemented a meter that actually gives you free specials that doesn't use your HP, so you can actually do that over and over without losing a single HP. Even better, as I just destroy Shiva from Streets of Rage 2, that just come in stage 1 saying hello. Even better, in the US version of this game, we have an upgrade, which means that we can lose less health by using specials even when the meter is not full, like this. But as you can see, we don't lose as much as health in the compared to the Japanese version. So it's really good. So you can use that as well. Spam your special, you'll never die. It's this is why the US version is actually way much harder to play as well. They balanced it pretty well. To me, it's like a way superior version of the game compared to the Japanese release, which is too easy, way too easy. For example, the first time I played the Japanese version, I did it on very hard mode, which is the hardest difficulty of the game, and I didn't die a single time as Blaze. I did a deathless run, and that was, you know, that was pretty terrible. I was sad about that. There is a lot of glitches as well that got patched, and hitboxes and stuff that got changed for the better in the US version. But people tend to like more the Japanese one because it's actually easier, and they get pretty heated about the fact that they changed the game drastically by swapping palettes, censoring the girls' clothes, and even changing the story. But it actually, to me, it's actually normal. It's a normal thing to do, like especially when you have like war story and pretty naughty stuff in the Japanese story, so they wanted to tone that down. They also removed the intro with the bomb because they were bombing attacks in the US at that time. and it was just done to avoid that kind of stuff. So it was not bad censorship because it didn't took away the fact that the gameplay of the game and the other changes are purely cosmetics. It's kind of like the censorship in Streets of Rage 2, which is just the panty of Blaze, one name, and the cigar of Mr. X. So for that, I will give a lot of credit to the team that made the game, but it might be a little tad too hard for people, and I can understand that because the game is playing way much differently from Streets of Rage 2, which is understandable because fans of the second game try to play this game like the other one, but it plays way much differently. So this boss, she's one of my favorites, and why she's my favorite is because Onime and Yasha are exactly the same twins from Streets of Rage 1. They are returning in this game. I messed up the setup, so now I'm gonna kill them one by one. Ooh, a bad RNG. But with that thing about using your special like pretty easily, you can see that Axel can manage to fight them pretty easily. Oh, just wait a little bit, calm down. Special, wake up, special. Oh, and special again. See, this boss is very easy once you understand how to fight them. Of course, I'll lose time here because I didn't got the two at the same time. The best part about the speedrun here is that the RNG is very low. It's basically a game that once you know it per heart, you can actually reproduce every tactics without problems. The enemies will always behave the same, and that's a huge step up from the RNG from Streets of Rage 2, which is just a mess. Yeah, the disco was like a little bit flashy. But I think the disco screen is actually a nod to the Revenge of Shinobi, I guess. Kind of looks like it. I guess they wanted to make a stage that kind of looked like it. So the little gimmick of this stage is that you have some sort of wind effect that affect your character movements. So you're getting slowed down, or when you're knocked down, you can be taken by the wind to the pit. See, like that, my jump kick just almost killed me. So you have to pay attention to the side, which the wind is blowing. And now we are fighting a bulldozer because yeah, Streets of Rage 3. Totally legit. So in order to stop that bulldozer from attacking us, we have to jump kick it. Like something that is not easy to understand the first time you play the game, because have you ever tried to punch a bulldozer? that's a little bit complicated to deal with. Yeah, Axel is strong enough. Like, look at that. Invincibility from his special just prevent him from being touched by the bulldozer. The bulldozer just bounced back, hitting Axel. Like, oh my god, this guy is too strong. He's a beast. And this is one of my favorite parts of the stage in this game. I like this part because you can kill the enemies like in Streets of Rage 1 by throwing them out of screen like that, and you can manipulate them, which is a strategy that I call the Jackie Chan movie choreography, when everything you do is perfect and the enemy always do the same thing that you want, like this for example. Hello, goodbye. Rid of that, just move down, up. Do the special, get rid of him, take that out, get ready. Boom, boom. Wait for that body. He's dead. Wait here. Wait for it. Boom. And we throw that guy. Perfect. See? That's Streets of Rage 3. Everything is set up and the enemies are always doing the same movements. So you can actually prevent everything and just do your strategy accordingly. And now, plot twist, we fight Axel's twin. What the heck? Axel's twin? Yep, you're not dreaming. 2 Axels. So now it's the moment on my stream where I make the joke saying the game of words saying I name him Axel Red, but Axel Red is actually a French singer, so it's not working here. So it's pretty red, as you can see. And when you beat him, plot twist, it's a robot! No way! Yes, Mr. X is making more robots. He even perfectly designed that one to be Axel. For a reason, it's the only robot that got like that, so yeah, why not? And now, how to put that? That's the boring part of the game. It's where the artistic direction is pretty dull. Doesn't have as much as flashy colors from the second game. It's pretty dull looking, it's different. Like, people can like it, can still like it, but it's very different, so I can understand why some people got off with this installment. So yeah, I'm just spamming my special because it makes Axel completely invincible. So even the little carts that try to roll over you, pass through Axel like that. Yeah, try to touch me, buddy. Doesn't work. Axel is too strong. Alright. I was actually wondering why they took so much time to spawn. Also, something that you may have not noticed about this game is that whenever you do a combo in this game, if you follow that up with, for example, a special on an enemy, there is a combo system that saves your last input in a sort of storage in the game, and then the next attack that you'll do will obviously be the next that was saved. So if, for example, I just double punch that Garcia and do special, my next hit's gonna be the third punch of Axel. And I can do a 3-punch move and then a forward attack. And then the next hit's gonna be the how do you say? It's the kick, the end kick combo, this one. So in order to prevent that thing to happen in the run, I just punch the air like that. So Axel does a kick, like here. I do a special, I kick out, so I don't knock down enemies and I can continue doing my thing. So that's the thing that you do in the game. So actually this system to prevent any kind of infinite is kind of slow. It was an idea, but nah, it didn't work. Also for the speedrun, if you want to win as much time as possible, you have to finish every screen that has a transition at the very end of it, so it actually fades to black instantly, which is something that doesn't occur in Streets of Rage 2, because every time a screen is over, there is the same amount of seconds that you have to wait in order to get the transition to the next screen. So in Streets of Rage 3, it actually doesn't work that way, and you have to be at the edge of it. Otherwise, your character's gonna walk all across the screen to get out. and get the transition. So that's something also that changed. Introducing as well new special attack with weapons. Axel got that super swing, and he also got that sword slash that does a sort of beam. It's cool. I like that addition in this game. Now weapons have a health meter, and every time you use a special move or use the weapon, it actually gets lower. So yeah, it's pretty cool. It's a good system. You might also notice that Axel got a strange forward special now, not a grunt upper. It's because I reached 3-star. You can see that bonus down my health bar. You can upgrade your special forward B move. Every time you get 1 star, it changes. So I got the final move. Every time you die, you lose 1 star, and every time you get points during your run without dying, you get an upgrade. It's depending on the points. So here I'm gonna show you Axel's. Whoops, I did a little mistake. Axel's loop on Yamato. She's a cool boss, by the way. I like her. Got a good design. Remind us from Shinobi as well. Here I jump twice. No, I did the mistake again. Come on. No, this way. This way, buddy. Just put him back. So you can see that I use my special, my defensive special, facing the opposite direction to actually replace the character on the screen. So I can kind of manipulate where I want the boss to land. So instead of having him getting out of the screen, I can actually use my defensive special to bring him back in the center of it. So I can always deal with him without having him getting out of it. So it's the headbutt that Axel does. That's the loop. Also, when you kill a boss, there is a slow-mo that play. So here you can negate that. Also, shout out to that turkey that explode. it's a trapped fruit. Very dangerous, but you can eat it. It does not harm Axel for a reason. But yeah, if you OTG the bosses, you kill them on the floor, on the ground, you don't get that Matrix style slow motion at the end of the fight. So it costs less second to your speed run. So you can actually profit from that. All right, got him. Oh no! No, throw that on him. Oh, that was bad. Alright, let's move on. There is secret passage in this stage, but they are actually useless. So good try game, but I prefer Final Fight 3 types of shortcuts because they actually benefit the game. Here they doesn't. They're just there to be pretty and get you some items. But for the speedrun, it's pretty uninteresting. So you just move forward. There is actually 2 different routes in this game. If you actually complete the game in another difficulty other than easy, you can have a bad ending, 2 bad ending. I consider that as a bad ending as well. So you can have 2 bad ending and 1 good ending. So the first one is the route change. Is when you get to stage 6, you have a sort of mission to save the general. In this game, in the US version, it's a chief of police. And if you save him before he actually gets killed by the gas trap, he will survive and you can move on to the good ending path. So you have a good route, get to the factory, and you can beat the true final boss. And if you beat him under a certain time, before Mr. X bombs explodes in the city, you get the true credits of Streets of Rage 3. So I call that the good ending. The bad ending is that you let the bombs explode, and you get a text like you didn't made it in time and it was too late. So it's kind of like a bad ending as well. And the other route is if the chief of police dies, you get on a very different route, and you have to get to the White House, where Shiva is disguised as a police chief and try to take over the forces. So this is the second plot on the bad ending route, and when you unmask Shiva, you fight him as the last boss of this route, and you get a bad ending because you don't know about Mr. X's plan and stuff, so you get kind of like a cliffhanger ending. So that's all the endings that you can get in this game. Wow, it took a while to... You can recognize the blend of the kickboxers from Streets of Rage 2 mixed with the Hadouken guys that kind of created that enemy. It does the same hand move without the fireball, but it's kind of like the same position, the same art style. I call them samurai because of the pants, and they block as well, like the kickboxer, which is annoying. Everyone loves when enemies do some stuff like that. Alright, let's go. See, I hug the screen so I get the transition instantly. Right, special. Get them against the wall. This guy blocked as well. He's a dick. Oh, right, that's his name. Alright, special. Get back. So that's the last stage of easy mode. And it's like kind of like a troll from this game. So you get in a similar stage than Streets of Rage 2 stage 8. It kind of looks like the final stage, so you think that the game's gonna end here on a normal playthrough, but it's actually a little trap organized by Mr. X in person. Which, by the way, you won't see that, but he's actually a brain in a jar. You can't get more 90 cheese than that. It's like the big evil guy that survived again, and now he's the brain in a jar, controlling all the syndicates by himself, by the power of his mind. That's kind of cool. So we beat up the punks. Oh no, she jumped. That's annoying when she jumped. Oh no. Alright, let's bring that good group of people against the wall. No. Abusing my special again. She's kind of stuck here. I was wondering why she didn't move. The A was kind of stuck. So now, to me, it's like one of the best screen of Streets of Rage in general. It's like one of the most beautiful screen with the city view at night, and Mr. X waiting on his new upgraded room, final room with like better statues, everything in gold and red. I really love that screen. It's one of my favorites in the game. But sadly, the plot twist is kind of lame. Like I said during my other run, you know, I'm not a big fan of robot plots. So I'm gonna call some girls. So you wait down so you can grab her instantly. And that was a pretty slow run, but I wanted to take it easy so I can explain you the things, show you the strategies, kind of how you just play the game. Alright, I got it. So if you do the roll here, just before the transition starts to work, you can actually get in middle of the hitbox of the boss, and you can actually see that something is wrong with that boss. Some design flaw with that boss character when you stand like in this position. He actually have a hard time eating us. Oh, whoops! I didn't spam enough. It's okay. I'll just use my special because Axel special is crazy. Can I just? Okay. I want to finish you with a grab. Time. That's the end of easy mode. Right there. We beat the last boss, and you get a sort of taunt ending in the cutscene. They actually told you that you play easy mode, little noob, get good, and you have to play the normal mode.
GG, congratulations. Good run.
Thank you.
Thank you to both Sepatu and also Izumi for the Streets of Rage series runs. Do you have anything else to say? Any shoutouts?
Well, thank you for having us and having me for that for the second time in that amazing marathon. I always love Sega marathons. It's something that I already said that last year, but that's something that I always wanted to see. Because Nintendo got so much credits in so many marathon, and when I saw that, I directly jumped on the occasion. That was something that I had to do. This is Sega did so much great games, and they really deserve to be showcased in a marathon like this. So thank you for organizing that event.
We absolutely agree.
To...
And thank you so much for joining us. Really appreciate it. Everyone stand by. We'll be back in just a few minutes with Delicates. I'm not exactly sure how to pronounce that. I haven't talked to him yet, but he will be playing Beyond Oasis. So go ahead and stay tuned. We'll be right back.